Hi everyone, welcome into My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm Barbara Marvel, your host today, and we are featuring the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to introduce my first guest, who I just met a few weeks ago, along with an array of amazing guests, to really let you know what's happening in your community, especially when it comes to lawn care. Are you happy with your lawn care? If not, I want you to hear what my guest has to say. Joseph Ciccarello from Chapman Lawn Maintenance. And we were just having a nice little fireside chat before the show and talking about how important it is to have consistency with your customers, customer care, but the big key word that you said was education.
Right.
So so I'm just moving down here to Florida. Educate me a little bit. Why do I want to call Chapman's?
Well, it's interesting because there's so many lawn companies. I mean, it's a very popular profession or company to have in Florida. Almost anybody can go out and get a lawnmower, and start cutting the grass.
Right.
People need it.
Right.
They don't want to do them. It's a lot of work to do yourself.
Right.
Well, we begin to educate people on what the difference might be. There's a lot of companies that look like a lawn company because they have a nice mower and trailers and matching T-shirts, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to perform the way that you would want them to.
Sure.
And one of the key words for us as well, one of the things we really pride ourselves on is our ability to communicate, to hold a conversation with our clients, really listen, not just talk about what we know about lawn service.
Sure.
Because there's a right way and a wrong way, and then there's also the customer's way that may not be the same.
Oh, I never heard it put quite like that. Yeah. So they may be asking you for something and it may not be in their best interest, so you educate them on why not.
Right.
Okay.
And after we educate them, if they still, yes, I get that, but I really want it this way, okay, perfect, we'll do it that way. But we're all about providing the service that they really want.
So how much education is there for lawn care? So you get a customer, they want a brush cut on their grass, right? Or you got the customer, they want it long and flowing and natural looking. So how do you orchestrate all that knowledge?
Well, the majority of the clients pretty much want what they see their neighbors have, what they see as they drive through neighborhoods. Not a lot of people have very particular requests. They just make my lawn look great. And that's what we love because that's what we do.
The green carpet.
We know how it should look.
What about the communities where they have the HOA fees and they have the guys that come in and out, and how do you compare with them? I have a feeling I know.
Well, we really find that we call it the honeymoon phase.
What's
a lot
that?
of companies are very happy with their lawn service at first. Where the guys are performing exactly like they said they would.
Sure.
And after talking to a lot of HOAs, we realized that that dies off pretty quickly. Maybe a month or two. When I'm talking to an HOA years later, they're usually pretty upset because the communication has stopped. They haven't seen the owner very much. They kind of take for granted that they have a contract, and they start to kind of slack on their service level. And so we really pride ourselves, having been around for 46 years, the longest standing lawn company in the county.
1972, seriously, and it's on your shirt, embroidered. Correct. So that lets them subtly know, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
It was started by my father-in-law, Ron Chapman, who passed away about a year ago.
Yeah, that's some really great history. Now, you've been in and out of the business a little bit, and you came back to keep the legacy going.
I've stepped in. I've had several different careers, climbing the corporate ladder. Got to a certain point, especially after his passing, speaking with my brother-in-law, who's the VP of Operations, Dane Chapman. I had some other jobs lined up to make another transition, to kind of do the whole, find the next best job again. And I came to the realization that I just really loved this industry, but also really the gratification of building something, a legacy for the family, and continuing the legacy that Ron had poured his heart and soul into. And now my wife works on one of the crews. Dane's wife does our bookkeeping, and Linda, Ron's wife, has been running the office for 46 years. And so having been around for so long and talking to so many HOAs, and we know what it takes to keep people happy.
Sure.
And that's really to continue to perform the way that we did on day one.
That's right.
And that could be a difficult challenge.
Yes.
Because you have revolving door sometimes with the employees, and to uphold that standard and be willing to make those changes when that standard's not being upheld. So I explained the other day to an HOA, actually. I said, anybody can cut your grass. Anybody can trim the bushes. But knowing that we're going to be there when you call the office and you're going to talk to us, and that you can communicate with us, and we're going to make the changes that you've asked for. It's going to bring them a lot of peace of mind, property managers included.
Right, right.
Just being able to call somebody who has a vested interest and is not going anywhere.
Exactly.
It's pretty important. So.
And especially, as far as, we've been in our subdivision, I was telling you, we've been there for 20 years. And I never really thought twice about the grass because really we have to go by the laws of the documents and everything for everything to be just so. And I've noticed that in the last few years, it's not like it was. It has a little bit, it's not quite the divorce face, but it could be coming down the road. So I understand what you're saying. And I really honor you for picking up the legacy that you're talking about. And you're quite a family man, aren't you?
Indeed.
You have a troop at home.
We do.
How many kids?
6 kids.
6 kids.
Ages 5 to 15.
5 to 15. And you were saying that you have a mission and you do some outside work. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, so after high school, so I was still young, I was actually still single, went and served my church for 2 years in El Salvador.
Really?
So that kind of began the need for Ron to reach out to me here and there, because when I came home, I was fluent in Spanish, and occasionally you would have somebody you couldn't communicate so well with, so you'd call me, and I started to become a little bit more involved with the business. Anytime we were here on vacation, he'd ask me to go work with him for a day or something to help communicate and different things like that. So,
sounds like you were meant to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think all the experiences, whether marketing or financial planning or implantable medical devices, all these different things I've done, I've really found that everything can be applied to what I do now.
Sure.
Even the art side of me that I never really got to explore. I love designing landscapes and making things look good.
See, that's another. That is so gratifying, isn't it?
It is.
To do the before and then the after, right?
I love those pictures, yeah.
I think there's more people that appreciate their nest. They appreciate and they stay home more today than ever. And to have a really beautiful garden, landscaping, that's just rewarding. And if you're thinking of buying or selling and that kind of thing, it always comes up, curb appeal, staging, all of that, right?
Of course. And I think a lot of people that I talk to get frustrated because they start to pour money into their house because they're going to sell it. And they wish that they had nice landscaping the whole time they lived there.
That's right.
So that they could have enjoyed it then.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what we seek after. We want to make sure that when they pull up in the driveway, the curb appeals to them because it's where they live.
Exactly.
And we like to think that we help people feel good when they get home.
Do you offer any type of pest control?
Yeah, we do.
Do you?
Fertilization, pest control. Over the years, we've kind of either associated and partnered up with some of the best in their industry, or sometimes we've purchased their company, or to be able to provide kind of a one-stop shop. It's kind of a cliche term. But we find that most of our clients, our ideal clients, really find comfort in paying one bill. They know that anything outside their house, they can call Chapman's, and we can take care of it for them.
And get it done. Sprinklers?
Yep.
Sprinklers? You name it.
We'll send some of that elsewhere, depending. If it's a big job, we'll do some minor repairs. Same kind of thing in our industry, in the trades. There tends to be a lot of blame game that happens.
Sure.
The sprinkler guy says the lawn crew didn't really cut it right, or vice versa. The spray guy says they didn't do it right. We like to have it
like this.
We
right?
like to have it all in house,
right?
So it can actually be resolved because it's all up to us, anyways.
Sure.
And a lot of people like that. So
I like the idea of one-stop shop. That works for me. Time is our most valuable commodity. I hear myself saying that more and more all the time because we are looking to find more time, but if you can call one service to do it all, that works.
Right.
We are down to the last couple of minutes.
Wow,
Excuse me. But minute and a half, I'm being told here. So I just want to say thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
You know what? This gentleman is just a phone call away. You can get a hold of him. You'll go out and give some estimates.
Absolutely.
Free estimates.
Yep.
Are you on contract? Do you do contracts?
We do.
Okay.
But you can cancel.
But they're not
with notice.
So it's easy. Easy peasy stuff.
we're not all about selling this or selling that. We really want to find out what people want and be able to deliver that. That's all we're after, really.
I tell you what, I'd like to bring you into our subdivision. I just love the way you sound. And you know what? The thing is that you've got a passion for what you're doing. You're extending the family's legacy, which I think is so honorable. And you have great structure at home. You were telling me before the show with your kids and in today's times. And you're fulfilling your dream and your passion. And he's a Superman worshiper. See the socks? we had to show that.
Sometimes it's less about the comic and more about reminding myself what my kids think of me.
That's right. Isn't that wonderful?
And who I need to be for them.
That's right. That's a really good motivation, I'm thinking. Well, you are a delight. Thank you so much.
My
and
pleasure.
Good luck.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll have to have you back. We're going to take a brief little time out. We have the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce here, still coming up with a few more segments. Hey, stick around. If you want some tips on finance for real estate and more, we'll be right back after this.
Cerrito.
Hi, everyone. Welcome into my Chamber TV. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. Thanks for joining us today. We have the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce and my next guest, who I could just do this to mortgage people today in the industry after what I've learned, the changes that have gone on since I did real estate ages and ages ago. But Naida Cerrito from Fairway Mortgage.
Yes.
And you were just saying that you were glad that you got into this business when you did.
Yes.
Because of all those changes
Right.
that
I
had
got
gone
in
on.
after the changes, so I didn't know any better. So that was a good thing. Because
Exactly.
I started out with all the new laws already, and none of that stuff from before. I didn't have any bad habits that followed with me.
Yes,
So
yes.
I've been trained properly, I guess you could say.
I love that. Now, how long have you been doing the mortgage?
I've been doing it a year and a half, and I was doing financial planning before that. So
Okay.
it's kind of just
So
went right
crossed
into
over
that.
a little- Yeah. So what's happening? How can we use this segment to best our audience and give them some tips on maybe a few things, what to do, what not to do when they're filling out and doing their
paperwork and
their
stuff.
application and paperwork.
Their application. Well, very important. A lot of people don't realize that when they're getting their mortgage, they definitely need to stop shopping. That's my number one thing I say to people, because if they start opening credit cards, and if a lot of people I had a few people that take a credit card that has a 0% for the first year. They take all their old balances and they put all those old balances on the new card.
Okay.
They max out that card, and then their credit score goes down.
Okay.
Because they're maxing out a card. You don't want to max out a credit card. You always want to be about 50% of your credit limit on a credit card to keep your credit score continuing to go up.
Okay.
If you have your credit cards at your limit, you definitely want to try to bring those back down to 50%. Or
Okay.
30% would be even better.
So that's a really great little tip. Some of the other things that is happening when you're going to buy a home, obviously, is the paperwork and documentation. That is so critical from the many years ago when I did real estate. I mean, so critical. I mean,
Very.
just one tiny little thing. What can you impart as far as if you're thinking of buying a home, start from now preparing, right?
Correct. Everyone thinks that when they're going to go buy a home, they need to wait till they find a house. It's quite the opposite way around. You want to go to your loan officer, find out exactly what your credit is, because a lot of times maybe their credit isn't as good as they think, because Credit Karma usually isn't very accurate, and that's where everybody looks at their credit.
Okay.
We use different algorithms to get our credit scores, so it's typically, I find it to be higher than the real credit scores. We take 3 credit scores from the 3 credit bureaus, and we use the middle score. So, and all lenders do that, so
Okay.
people don't realize that. And we use the lower score of the 2 people if there's 2 people on it. So a husband and a wife, the wife might say, well, I have a higher credit score, will put me on there. I'm like, it doesn't really matter, because we're going to use the lower of the 2 scores of the 2 people. So that's one tip. And other tips I say is, make sure you have all your paperwork ready, because they are going to ask for it. You want your last 2 years tax returns, last 2 bank statements, your check stubs, your paycheck stubs, and of course your ID and stuff. That's to start with. So I can usually do a lot with that with a pull of credit. And if I have all of that information, that's enough to give a pre-approval. I usually do pre-approvals because pre-qualifications basically is someone just talking to me. A lot of people sometimes don't realize that maybe they made bonus and they're counting that bonus, and I can't count bonus unless it's 2 years running, and then we average it out. So you definitely want to talk to somebody first. And if somebody is not quite sure where their credit score lies, they can call me and I can look at their credit. And if they're just a little ways away, I can help them. And we have different software programs that I can tell them, listen, if you pay down this credit card by this much, your credit score will go up approximately by this much.
That's what I was looking for.
So you really want to talk to somebody. If I pull a credit report, it's probably going to hit your credit by 5 to 7 points. So it's kind of worth it, because now if you do find a house right away, you have 120 days to find a house, 60 days by the time you get a contract. You want to make sure that you have the right credit score. I can also do rapid rescores too. So if somebody finds a house, their credit score isn't quite there, but they have just a few, I'm sorry, that's my bell going off on my phone to go pick up my daughter. I am so sorry.
You're fine.
So, and now I lost my train of thought.
You were talking about the credit scores and how.
Oh yeah, we could do like a rapid rescore. So while the contract is in, if they're just a couple of points from that, 620, 640, 660 mark, where the interest rate always goes up a little higher every 20 points, then I can do a rescore for them and possibly get them a little bit either better interest rate or less points that they have to pay, depending on where the score falls.
That makes sense.
It's smart to talk to somebody beforehand, because you may be able to buy a house now and you don't know it because you're too afraid to find out.
That's right. I think that happens probably more times than not.
Yep.
And especially if you've had some challenging history, hardships, or whatever that affects you. And what about those people that maybe they haven't bought a home in a while, they're not thinking of it, but yet they are looking down the road? I think that it makes sense to kind of stay on your game and see what's happening out there.
Absolutely. It's definitely worth talking to somebody and finding out. It doesn't cost anything to call me and talk to me at all. And I like to try to help people as much as I can. And it's kind of fun when people realize that they can actually buy a house when they thought they couldn't.
Isn't that? Oh, that has to be so rewarding.
Yes, it is. And it's very, a lot of people went through bankruptcies and short sales, and if somebody went through a bankruptcy, I can get them in a loan after 3 years, and a conventional loan after 4 years. A lot of people think it's 7 years. That's not the truth.
No, that's a good point.
So it's definitely worth trying to find out where you stand. You can't go forward unless you know where you're standing.
And that's true. And maybe you have kids that just got married and they're saving for a house. They can learn from this gal, because if you know ahead of time, you can start preparing and start that documentation process and get organized with it.
Absolutely.
What's your turnaround time these days about?
I can close a loan without a rush in about 17 business days. So, a little under 30 days, altogether. So
that's pretty good.
17 business days, and I could do a rush in as little as 4.
Really?
Yes. So we are our company has all our processors right on site, and everyone works really well together, and our communication, which I take a lot of pride in with our realtors and our customers, is excellent.
That's so
the realtors really like to work with us because of that. They're never in the dark.
So everybody the processors is right there.
Yes.
And nothing goes out. Everything's like right there.
Everything is right in Palm Harbor.
Bingo. That is really, really nice.
It is very nice. Yet we're a national company, and I think we're the 5th largest right now retail lender right now.
That's great.
Nationally.
That's awesome. What other kind of bells and whistles can you share about Fairway Mortgage that maybe you're not seeing elsewhere? Not that there aren't other great mortgage lenders out there, but what are some of the other bells and whistles?
Well, we focus on community, and we have, our company is just, I started a year and a half ago, like I said, and everybody says I got so lucky because I went right to a training right away, and it was a national meeting, and there were people there that worked in the mortgage industry for 30 years.
Wow.
And there was so much support. A lot of people that moved to Fairway said that I couldn't have started in a better place, and I agree, because they've been so helpful. There's so many different products out there right now. So in our company, if I have a question, we have a product desk, and I can find out different answers without having to go crazy. I can just call my product desk and they can give me a guideline as to what type of loan I can get, for certain instances. And there's new types of loans coming out every day.
I bet.
So it is really important to have that back, the back office kind of to help us out.
Really more organization.
Yes, it's a really, really good organization, and we're employee owned, so that's nice too. So we all take a personal stake in the company.
Very nice. Very
Yes.
nice. Now, how long have you been a member with the chamber?
I started with the chamber, was the very first networking function I ever went to, November 1st, 2016.
Really?
Yes, my very first one, and it was the chamber. And they welcomed me with open arms, and I am so happy I joined because it is such a great community. It really is. I've gotten to know a lot of people. Everybody is very laid back and fun and happy, but yet we all support one another because, let's face it, we all work hard, but it's kind of nice to have fun along the way also.
Of course, of course.
So I'm really happy that I'm there. I do a lot of volunteering. They give you the opportunity to go out and volunteer in the community, which is also very rewarding. And it's just, I can't say enough about the chamber. I love the chamber.
Oh, that's so great. I love the chamber too.
Yeah.
That's why we do My Chamber TV.
Yes.
So that we can raise the awareness on what's going on out in the community.
Absolutely.
And you're clearly being very successful in it. It sounds like you do have a lot of really great products that you can offer the consumer out there that sometimes just doesn't have a clue. There's a lot of people out there that are still renting after being married a number of years.
Absolutely.
And to be able to have the pride of ownership and have your nest there, have babies, have your family there.
Absolutely.
It must really do your heart good when you're able to.
It does. I really love going to I go to the closings, which a lot of mortgage people don't. But I go to the closings because it's always so nice to see the final signatures, and they're all happy after that. No more stress and everything.
That's
so
right.
It's really nice to do that, and I really enjoy doing that part. It's just very rewarding to see somebody go from renting, thinking that they couldn't buy a house, and now they're in their own home.
I'm not going to ask you what the interest rate is today, but just for somebody that doesn't have a clue or hasn't looked into it, what are we seeing out there? Give us some sort of,
Hypothetically,
Exactly.
with somebody with really, a very good credit score of 740, they're going to fall anywhere in between probably 4 and up, but probably more around 4.5. But hypothetically, it depends on their credit score. It depends on their income. It depends on their debt to income ratio. So it's really a question that I really can't answer.
You can't.
Unless I have all of the information.
And that's why I wanted you to share that with people, especially those that have never purchased a home, never have gone for a mortgage, so that you understand how critical it really is to prepare yourself. Even now, whether you may not be getting a home in another couple of years, maybe you're saving, but this gives you a little bit of education on how to prepare for it.
Yes, absolutely. It's really important. A lot of people, they're probably renting and they don't even realize they can buy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's definitely worth talking to someone.
Exactly. Now, do you service pretty much in the Palm Harbor area, or will you go outside of there to the other counties?
I used to live in the east side of Fort Lauderdale area, so I do loans in the whole state of Florida.
Awesome.
So I can do the whole state of Florida.
So that's really great. So you can always call Naida if you
can.
live anywhere, not just in the Tampa Bay area.
Absolutely.
And I'm certain you're going to have great service. You're going to be able to get everything together and get that approval if need be as a quickie or
down the road.
17, 18 days, really?
Yes.
That's awesome. That's
Absolutely.
So awesome.
It is awesome. It's very awesome.
That's so
And they'll
great.
have fun doing the loan with me too.
Oh, good. Yeah, because you want to have fun. We all want to have fun in our business. And why
Absolutely.
not? There's too much seriousness out there sometimes.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
when you can bring the fun by helping somebody be able to afford a home. So think about it. You may be able to afford a home just when you think maybe not. So call Naida, get a hold of her, get a phone call. That's where you got to start.
Absolutely.
And maybe make that dream come true for people.
That's
Thank
right.
you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. Hope to see you again.
Thank you.
We'll be right back after this and get some real estate information for you too. And welcome back in, everyone, to My Chamber TV, the heartbeat of the Tampa Bay community. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly, and with me happens to be Drew Valk with Remax, #1 in Palm Harbor. And how many years have you been in the real estate business?
25.
25 years. I think you might have a little bit of experience, and I'm practically going to turn this show over to you with all that experience on what is going on in real estate today.
What is going on? Real estate's great today. There's 1,000 people a day moving to Florida or more. It's a wonderful industry to be in, to help people move. They has to be a high level of service because they have a sense of urgency. They need a place to live. So our industries that are leaders in our industry, the mortgage, the title business, the insurance business, and of course sales, like what I do, you have to treat it with a high sense of urgency and a high level of service, or they're going to be homeless.
Exactly.
So I pride myself on high customer service, and I've been doing it a long time, and been on a lot of boards and committees to help with that. So it's a great career.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say all that because, you know, in 25 years, I'm sure you could probably write a book on the changes, the ups, the downs, the craziness, but mostly the good times too when you find somebody a home.
Yes, it is great. I mean, I grew up here. I was born and raised here. We actually used to take horses out to Sand Key when it was all Spanish pines.
Oh, yeah?
When we were kids, and we would ride the horses along the beach and build campfires on the beach.
Nice.
But yeah, I got in the business 25 years ago. My family's actually been in the business in this area since 1957. They opened the first real estate office in Palm Harbor in 1971.
Oh.
And the tradition continues.
The tradition continues, and we just had someone that's in that same seat earlier today. I love to hear that because, you know, family-owned business and passing it on down, and you're doing something that you enjoy doing. I know sometimes we have some challenges, right, in real estate.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
So why do we want to call you, Drew? What is it? What's the? I think you want to educate people, yeah.
I think the experience I have in so many different fields. I've been in finance. I've been a mortgage broker. I've been a lender. I'm an investor. I manage rental properties. I have all the certifications for foreclosure, for seniors, for the military. I have designation for property management, and I just got my designation for probate. So if you need help with probate, I'm a probate specialist too.
My goodness.
But I don't just have the designations.
Right.
I have experience in all these fields.
Sure.
One of the newer designations is seller representative specialist. But we have some new programs too that we can put out there. We have Home Scout that you can search from your phone. Some of the bigger internet companies, when you sign in with them, you'll get like 5 or 6 realtors are calling you and bugging you and emailing you. And there's no advertising on this app. And it shows all the houses throughout Florida. And you don't have to worry about anybody bugging you. We don't sell your name or your email to anybody. And it's a great program that we're introducing right now. And it's Florida. It's growing.
This is very interesting. What was it that you said your most recent certification was in?
Probate.
Okay.
Now, I've done a lot of probate sales.
Okay.
Actually, my wife and I, as a state attorney, sends us a ton of business and people in probate. So I've got experience in probate. I said, well, I got all this experience in property management and probate. I might as well get the designations too.
Exactly.
But I'm also certified in air conditioning, refrigeration, and plumbing and electrical.
Is there anything you have not done? What's next on the list? Oh my God!
I haven't been a roofer.
No, I guess not. I mean, you've been in it to win it for sure.
Well, I like to be knowledgeable about all that because there's so many issues that come up in real estate transactions, and anybody that's bought or sold houses have had issues come up.
Of course.
I had one retiree that was referred to me, and her caretaker, we had a problem with the inspection, and she says, do you have problems usually with transactions? I said, 80% of the time issues come up, whether it be finance, appraisal, inspections, condition. And I can eyeball that stuff all the way right when I'm walking through with buyers or with my sellers, and solve the problem before it comes up during the transaction.
There's so much to be said for working with a licensed realtor because of all of what you just mentioned, and being able to eyeball and have that sense of knowingness, and with the background. I mean, let's face it. Okay, everything's going to the internet. People are searching here. They're looking there for this or that. But I know myself, because I've carried my real estate license for many, many years, and it's amazing what you have to know to get your job done. But what you've done is you've stepped out of the box, and it has gone all the way around to. So if I'm selling my home and I've got a plumbing issue, you're going to be able to pick up on that.
Not just those kind of issues, but I've also structured seller financing for people.
Okay.
I helped an old family friend of ours, a guy that used to go hunting with my dad, and I made him another $100,000 in interest over a 5-year period. And being able to structure that and do just like a mortgage broker does, and take the bank statements, look at their portfolios, and structure seller financing. But it's nice because most realtors don't know how to structure seller financing or get it closed that way.
And that's just another one of those bells and whistles that you can offer to your clients. So what's the inventory like these days?
Low.
You can't get any more honest than that, right?
Nope. And I built my business through sitting on a lot of boards and committees in the community.
Yeah.
And I don't sit on many boards and committees anymore because I've served my time. But I'm thinking about getting started again because I'm selling everything quicker than I can get it on the market.
That's so awesome. I love to hear that. And I know buyers and sellers are loving to hear that. And the buyers are lining up and needing to get more and more sellers. What would you say to somebody that's watching today that's thinking of selling their home? What today would you recommend as opposed to many years ago?
Price it high. We don't know. I just set a record in Palm Harbor out on Crystal Beach. There's nothing that is sold out there for more than $297 a square foot. I just sold a house for $333 a square foot. And I'm getting ready to list another house that might even be a little higher than that, and I think I'll get it.
List it high. That is music to my ears. Absolutely.
And the couple that I'm interviewing right now, they interviewed 2 other realtors, and they want me to work for them, of course, but they have so many pluses in the house that they like coming from me that hopefully it's under construction right now. We'll hopefully have it sold before we get it finished. And they're not even, the young couple not moving in. They had planned on moving in, but they had some family changes, and now they got to sell their home that they're not even able to move into.
Oh, dear.
But I think we might set a new record with that one too.
Oh, good for you. That's awesome. And with all the new construction coming out there today, it's just a really good sign for the economy and for homeowners. It's awesome. I love to hear this because we've all gone through the ups and downs and the craziness and everything.
We had some turbulent times.
Yeah.
And we were having meetings and saying this can't survive.
Right.
The market should go up 50% and level off. Okay, and it's been doing it all the years, for years and years. It goes up 50%, levels off, goes up. In 2000, the $100,000 home by 2004 was 150. We said, that's it. It needs to stop. By 2005, the $100,000 home was 175. By 2006, it was 100 or 200,000. They had doubled. And we were having meetings. We were writing contracts in the hood of cars. We said, it's going to crash. We knew it was going to crash. And in 2006, it crashed. The $200,000 home went back to 100,000 by 2009, 2010, and now we're back up to about where we're supposed to be, 200,000 on the $100,000 home 12 years ago.
Right,
okay?
right.
See,
right.
So it should have stopped in 2004,
Yes.
and then it should have started going up again maybe in 2010, and where we are today at 200,000.
Yeah.
So we're right back where we should have been. Where we are in 2006 and 7, that's where we should have been. We should have stopped at 150 $100,000 home instead of 200. But now we're back to the $100,000 home from 2,000 is now 200.
Yeah.
Or two and a quarter. You know?
Exactly.
So, you know,
it's very interesting, frustrating at times, but very interesting.
but that won't happen again.
No, good.
No, they regulated loans now. See, they used to be able to give a loan. You could blow smoke on a mirror and you could get a loan.
I
And
know.
it was crazy. They were giving loans to people in graves. And their appraisers were...
Seriously?
Oh, yeah.
I never heard that one.
Yeah, they were... people were borrowing $100,000, getting 100% financing, getting appraised for $150,000, putting $50,000 in their pocket, and not making any payments.
Wow.
And that's
Very
because
interesting.
lending was deregulated. It wasn't regulated like it's supposed to be. But that's all changed now. Now you have to qualify for a loan.
Yeah, I think qualification is a good thing. Well, it's great to have you on here, Drew. Drew Valk, if you want to talk to a man who's got like 25 years experience in the business of real estate. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, you do it all, right?
Yeah, you do it all.
Awesome. Do you do any commercial as well?
I've done a lot of commercial. I've done commercial development.
Okay.
It's all on demographics. But it's a field that I don't specialize in, but I've done commercial development with my brother. He's a developer, and I've done commercial sales.
Awesome. Well, good for you. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
In the next however many years. It doesn't seem like you're going to be retiring anytime too soon. I think you're having too much fun with
Oh,
this.
yeah, it's a great job.
Well, good.
I love helping people.
And you've been a member of the chamber, too, for how long?
17 years.
17 years.
I sat on the board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce.
I had a feeling.
I sat on the county FIXA board for 6 years. That's overseeing the county spending in Palm Harbor for the Parks and Recreation and for the libraries. It's usually a 2-year term, but they gave me 3 2-year consecutive terms. But and I also been president and vice president of Business Network International.
Awesome. Well, great. You're definitely in the community working it, and I'm glad to see that. And thanks for coming on My Chamber TV. Good luck.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right. Stick around. We have more to come here and some fun, too, with Miss Joyce DiDanoto. We'll be right back after this. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. I'm Barbara Marville Kelly. We're featuring the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce. And for the first time, we have Dr. Gigi Vandoros, chiropractor.
Yes.
Congratulations. I'm so glad to hear about that.
Thank you.
I was saying to you during the break that there must be a story as to why you went into chiropractic. So I'm going to turn this over to you because you just started
Yes.
at Ignite,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
So tell me, what made you go into chiropractic?
So it all started from my mom's injury. I used to live in Greece, and I moved in 2013. So the week before I was coming back to move to America, I was supposed to come with my mom to kind of help me settle into America, and she fell off the ladder. So she ended up having a compression fracture. She had to be bedridden for the whole month. She never came with me at that point. So fast forward though, when she got better, she came to visit me. She still had issues though. She still had a lot of back pain. Medication wasn't helping. No one could really tell her why she kept on having all this pain in her low back. So someone told her that go to a chiropractor when you go to America, because in Greece there's no chiropractors. Like, I didn't even know what chiropractic was before.
Really?
Before that, yeah.
Oh.
So that's how I got introduced, was from my mom, because they told her go to a chiropractor. So when she came, we found a chiropractor, and within like 2-3 visits, she had no pain. She had none of the numbness, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Something so simple all this time, and no one could help her, and going to the chiropractor, that resolved her problem. So after that, I just got more into researching chiropractic and seeing like all the testimonials and everything. So I was sold. I was like, okay. And after like not even, 7 months, I was enrolled into school.
That's amazing. Let's talk to our audience about what you saw, what chiropractic did for your mom as far as the alignment of the spine and being a balanced body.
Yeah, so like in my mom's situation, it was her pelvis that was out of line, and no one was looking at that. They all looked at where the fracture was, but no one was looking at her pelvis, which is where she initially fell. So it just shows you that we're a whole. We're not like only one little part. We're only one heart. It's a whole body. So that's what, chiropractic does, is just takes a step out and looks at the person, full body, and with the adjustments that we do, we make sure that the patient's spine is aligned. And why that is so important is ultimately for the nervous system, because we know that the brain controls everything that happens in our body. So our spinal cord is a continuation of our brain, and then the spinal cord branches out into nerves. And those nerves come right out of the spine. So if we have misalignments in our spine, those misalignments are going to be putting pressure on those nerves. And your body is not going to be functioning as well. And then you have all these symptoms that come up, numbness, pain. And that's why it's so important to really have an aligned spine.
Exactly. It makes a lot of sense. It truly does. And I bet you were wondering why they weren't looking at it as a total picture. But at that time too, you didn't understand.
Yeah, I didn't know any better,
until you did your own research on it.
Exactly.
And it makes sense.
Yes, definitely.
So that's a wonderful story. So you just started, and you are obviously a member of the Chamber of Commerce.
Yes.
We had your business partner here last month, actually, and talking about Ignite Chiropractic right off of East Lake Road, right up the street from me. So what could we do as a really good patient as far as helping ourselves take care of our spine? And I know this is one thing not to do, right?
Well, yeah. Well, not for too long periods of time. But what you can do to, first of all, have your spine checked. That's very important. Second of all, it's also, because we're also a wellness center in the office, we also do a lot of nutrition, and we look at basically 5 essentials. So we look at the mindset, which is very important. We know that stress causes a lot of health issues, and we have Gary Woods, which is our licensed therapist that helps patients with that. We obviously look at the spine, make sure that it's in alignment with adjustments, and that's our chiropractic side. Then we do nutrition, because that's a big factor in our lives, because we are what we eat. And it will contribute in a lot of health issues if we're not eating right. Also, the toxins around in our household, in the environment, that is very important to start eliminating things that are very toxic to our body.
Sure.
And then, of course, we know exercising. Exercise is very important, and that's how we everyone knows that, and we help our patients through, giving them the most effective exercises for them and what is the best that they can do without injuring themselves. So that's how we, in total, see that our patient gets the best benefits for and get healthier.
It's a total picture for optimal health, basically.
Exactly.
Is what you're saying.
Exactly.
And it makes a lot of sense, and it sounds like a full-time job, and guess what? It is. And if we take care of our spine when we're younger, would you say that when we get older, it's a little bit easier if we do the work?
Oh, definitely, because you won't get degeneration of the spine, which we've heard, and a lot of people know that as we age, people get degeneration. So if you are maintaining a healthy spine and the right, alignment in your spine, you won't get to that point where then there's a limitation of matter and you get osteoarthritis. And then at that point, it's a lot more difficult to reverse that.
Sure.
So the younger the patient is, the better. And especially like for kids, they get these growth spurs. If there's a misalignment and then they get a growth spur, then that's going to get worse. And then it just builds up from there. From small injuries that happen every day, from our repetitive, things that we just sit in the car, or we're all the time on our phone looking down.
Yes.
So all that stuff contributes to, misalignments. And just as soon as we can get rid of those habits and get the spine aligned, the better. Yeah, definitely your nervous system is going to be a lot healthier.
Exactly. That's quite a mouthful to take in, but there's so much truth to that, and it's really maintenance of your spine.
Yes.
And it's, you know, I remember over many, many years and just feeling the slightest little kink or even sneezing. You can throw your spine out just by sneezing or coughing.
Well, you don't really
Sorta.
throw it out because of that. It's already been a process because you never go from, 100%,
So it's
healthy.
it might have
to,
already been out then.
It was probably in the process, and then that was just like the last straw.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, because I know that's happened to me. So
Yes.
so as I said earlier, you had just started with Ignite, right? And you're happy over there, obviously. Great bunch of people.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Very good mentor. I can't say enough. I'm really blessed and grateful to be in that office.
That's so wonderful. That really is. Is your mom here?
No, she's in Greece.
She's in
yes.
Greece? Oh.
Yes.
Well, she knows where to send people when they come over here
Yes.
for holiday, right?
Yes.
If they need a
Now,
chiropractor.
now we have someone here, yeah, for any Greek people that are coming from, they're coming to visit.
Oh, that's so great. So as far as exercise, what would you recommend? And, we always say, check with your doctor first and everything. It's such a full, total picture. Doing minimal exercise, at any time, what would you recommend? Going to the gym, jumping rope, anything.
So anything, like even walking is important. I think now people, want to do things a lot quicker and not spend too much time. So very good is high intensity interval training is very good because for a smaller period of time, you work your body to its maximum, and then you don't need to work out as long, and you get better benefits that last throughout the day. So research has shown that high intensity interval training is the best type of training that you can do. But in general, like things that you can do for your spine is just getting up from your office and walking, stretching, not being in that same position for hours and hours. So little things like that will help.
And massage.
Yes.
Massage.
Definitely massage will help too.
Awesome. And you have a massage therapist over there as well.
We don't have a massage therapist in the office, but we do work with East Lake Massage.
Oh, okay.
And yes,
that's right over there?
Yes. So it's very close, to the office, and the girls are very good. They're awesome. They know a lot of different techniques of massage, and they are really good.
And so you're fairly new with the chamber as well.
Yes.
What do you think?
So far, I'm I'm loving it. I've met so many people. We get to do things like this, and get the word out of what we do. So I've only had positive, interactions with everyone. They're very friendly, ready to help you with whatever you need, and just like building up and helping you with being more of a leader too in your community. So.
That's so great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see, what else comes up.
That's a good thing
future.
being a member of the chamber. I mean, you're going to grow and become very, very popular. I can tell you just have that demeanor about you, and you're so knowledgeable on what to impart to your patients. So good luck.
Thank you very much.
You may see me over there.
Oh, yes,
point.
definitely.
Well, that's great. If you're having some issues in your back or whatever, maybe car accident, something like that, you may want to go ahead and check into Chiropractic, because I believe in it. I've been a believer for a long time. And you just never know until you go and have an experience.
Yes,
All
exactly.
right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you. Stick around. We have an extra segment that we're going to be doing today. Hi, everyone. Welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are doing an extra segment for the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce. I'm Barbara Marvel, and with me is my dear friend, Joyce DiDanoto.
Hello.
We shared a dance floor together.
Yes, we did.
Oh, my goodness, for
That was
Dancing
fun.
with the Local Stars.
You did the Argentine tango, and I did the regular tango.
And your tango was amazing. It was so amazing. And speaking of tango,
good teacher.
you put your tango right into your baking.
Yeah.
Look at this cake that she brought us. My goodness, it doesn't even look real. A lemon pound cake?
It's a lemon pound cake with a lemon cream cheese icing.
Oh my goodness, that is yummy. Tell us about your business and what you're doing now.
Well, right now I work pretty much from home, and cottage law says I can make things that don't go into the refrigerator from home, but I can give them away.
Oh,
So I do a lot of that.
okay. But you're doing what you love to do, though.
I do. I've been baking since I was 8 years old.
Really?
My mother used to go crazy because I would wake up in the middle of the night and bake a cake when I couldn't sleep. And
What?
she'd come in the kitchen screaming at me, "What are you doing? You're going to burn the house down."
Oh my goodness! In the middle of the night? Oh, that's
2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'd be up baking a cake.
Oh my goodness. Well, I tell you,
I love it.
You are a great baker because I've tasted
Thank
your
you.
goodies in the past, and they are yummy, yummy. So what are you participating in with the Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce as well?
Well, I've been with the chamber for 10 years.
That's what you were saying. That's
Yes.
amazing.
Different businesses off and on, and then I finally just said, why don't you just do what you love, which is baking. And my pet project, the one that I absolutely love, and this is the 4th year doing it with Frank Nabosny, is called Evening Extraordinaire. My background is restaurants, so it was a very easy thing for me to go to different restaurants and have them participate in Evening Extraordinaire. So you can go, it's like a tasting of North Pinellas County restaurants,
Yes.
all in one building.
Yes, it is. And you just exude
love
your
it.
passion for this.
Oh, I love it.
That's so fun. And
it's
when is
such
that coming up?
September 7th.
Okay, so we're starting early to talk
Yes,
about
we're
it.
starting early this year. We did it well in advance. And as a matter of fact, for the month of March only, they're doing a special with tickets. The tickets are down to only $25 this year, too.
Wow.
And you get to taste about between 20 and 25 different restaurants.
That is amazing.
And wine tasting and beer tasting.
Yes.
And this year, we're doing it with a casino.
Yes, I heard.
So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And for March only, they're doing buy 2 tickets for $25 each and you get 2 free.
Really?
Only
Wow.
for March.
Only for the month of March. So we've got
March Madness.
March Madness, couple of weeks remaining. So, and where's it going to be held?
Innisbrook.
Innisbrook this
In
year.
the big ballroom.
Nice.
What's it called? Inverness.
Oh, that's beautiful over there.
Oh, yeah. We take up that whole ballroom and the hallway, too.
I'm not surprised.
Yum, yum.
Yeah.
Oh, we had 22 restaurants last year, and they were all, one was better than the other.
Really? Oh, my goodness.
And we have 4 desserts. You know, I get 4, you don't want too many.
Right.
But they were diversified because I do cakes and things like that. And then we have the cupcake lady, the delicious cupcakes. The Jupiter Donuts. She was on your show last year, I remember.
Yes.
And who was the other one? I know there were 4. Oh, gourmet popcorn.
Oh.
I Pop Gourmet Lori. She does cakes as well, but
Okay.
she was promoting her popcorn, which was amazing.
When you stop to think about it, being a member of the Chamber of Commerce is so exciting because
It's so diverse.
Imagine going for $25 and being able to test out and taste out how many restaurants?
There were 22 last year.
Wow. So, and they're all members of the Chamber of Commerce, so they
Most
come
of them,
in.
not all of
and-
them.
Not all of them.
You don't have to be a member to
to
participate.
participate, which I like that because
yeah.
everybody gets a chance to
They
come
see
in
what
there.
they're missing with the chamber when they do that.
Yeah.
A lot of them have joined from doing that first.
I'm not surprised because they get a chance to see what you guys are about. Tell us, you've been a member for a long time.
Yes.
What have you
I love it.
seen? For somebody that has a business and is thinking about maybe joining or maybe never gave it a thought, what is the difference between being a member and not being a member?
It's really funny because a lot of people will say, I never get anything out of this. Well, I like to say, well, what have you put into it?
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
Well, it's true. I participate in quite a few of the different events that they have. And how are you going to meet anybody if you stay home or stay in your business and don't go out and meet anyone?
That's true.
People do business with people they get to know, like, and trust. It's an old expression, but it's
right.
true.
It is very true.
I was a member for 3-4 years before anybody ordered one thing from me.
Really.
But that's okay. I made a lot of friends and I did okay. And now every time there's an event, they call me.
See?
And it's getting to know them, seeing that you're part of the community,
yes.
being involved, sitting down with people that you don't know,
Right.
and say, what exactly do you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know what you do so that if I come across anyone that needs your services, I can refer you instead of somebody else.
And I'll tell you, Palm Harbor Chamber of Commerce is so personable.
They're getting very It's a family.
Yeah.
They're getting very close knit, and I like that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And it isn't always that way in business.
No.
So to have those,
Even competitors are liking each other, you know?
I heard there's no competition. It's good when you're doing things that you really
they
enjoy.
do them together, and it's
Exactly.
nice.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a family.
And when you can say that it's a family, that brings in that know, like, and trust factor.
Yes.
Yeah, because people do get to know one another by going to mixers, by going to breakfast, lunches, and the like. And then these events, I mean, you do charity events, you've got some
Yes.
great golf goings on.
Even the Evening Extraordinaire is a charity event.
Yeah, yeah. And where's it going?
This year, I think I might be wrong, it might be going to the Florida's Youth Ranch,
Nice.
because they do a lot for them.
Yes, yes. Very nice. Well, that's going to be exciting. And I'm glad that you mentioned about March Madness, because even though this isn't happening until September, do you think we might have a sellout there?
Yes, I do.
So you may want to go ahead and
We
get
can't
your
get, I think there's
tickets.
only 500 people that are allowed in the room.
Right, they can only hold so many. And Innisbrook is just a phenomenal place for an
beautiful.
event like this.
Absolutely
The
beautiful.
ballrooms, there isn't,
Oh,
they leave
it's
no...
elegant, it's gorgeous, I love it.
It is, very upscale.
And they set up the room in such a way that the restaurants are all on one side, and you can walk around and just kind of go from table to table all in one section.
Yeah.
And then the other section is for dancing, because there will be a DJ as well, good music. And that's where the casino will also be. The casino will be there and out in that big hallway that they have.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Last time I was there, I think they had was it a 7-chamber mixer?
They do that in the summer.
Yeah.
That's
and
usually around my birthday, so I make myself a big birthday cake.
I love it.
Because I always get a table.
Are you concentrating just on cakes, or what else are you doing?
I do Italian pastries, cookies.
Yum. What's your favorite?
My favorite pastry? I don't know. I like my cannolis.
Oh, yeah. I bet. Oh, that's exciting. And you've been cooking since you were how old? In the middle of the
About
night?
8.
Since 8. I love to hear people that are doing their passion. Really and truly. That's so
enjoy it.
exciting. Yeah. And then, you bring us a cake here. I don't even want to touch it. It looks so beautiful.
Aw.
Yeah, but maybe we'll have to, John. Yeah, lemon. It's one of our favorites.
I like lemon.
Yeah,
I usually get asked for carrot cake. Everybody loves my carrot cake.
I bet. That's my husband's favorite.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah. I like carrot cake too. I like to think it's healthy.
Well, it is. It's got carrots, and walnuts are good for you.
That's right.
Brain food.
Raisins? Do you put raisins in it?
No.
You don't put raisins in yours. Okay.
I put something else in it. On the Enchanted Baker, I put a little magic.
Oh, there you go. And the Enchanted. I love it. I love it. That's so fun. Well, it's so good to see you again.
Great to see you. I always like seeing you.
I
You're
know.
so pretty.
I know. Oh, stop. You're beautiful yourself, and you just exude that excitement in doing what you love to do and working with the chamber and the community. Thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me again.
All right. And thank you for joining us.
Make
And
sure you
remember,
get Evening Extraordinaire
get
tickets.
Evening Extraordinaire tickets and go to
can
the
call
Palm
the
Harbor.
chamber.
Yeah, yeah. And you can get 'em.
Okay, my number is up there too. You can call me.
There you go.
I didn't see he did that.
That's right. Well, maybe we'll see you next month. Maybe we'll see you at Evening Extraordinaire. Thanks for
Yes.
joining us today. Bye now.